Hi guys. As you can see, I am done with practice one of my Solutions Architect Associate practice question, and this is the guy that has the course, Stefan Marek. Right? He wrote it with the help of someone else. Right? This guy. That's the course. So I studied this and I'm practicing with this. I try my best to only use him and not multiple people so that I won't have a lot of work to do, because if you use more than one person's course, they will just be repeating the same thing. So that's that. Let's go back. I am done practicing this, but I'm about to start practice 2. I just want to show you how I go about it. So I've clicked on practice 2 and it's loading. I'm going to, the test is 65 questions for 2 hours, 10 minutes. But because this is level 2, this is Solutions Architect Associate. For certified cloud practitioner, which is level 1, I think he will have just 1 hour, 10 minutes and not 2. And then for that one as well, it will be 70% correct questions required to pass. Not 72. It is 72 because this is level 2. All right, you begin the test. This is Udemy. Now, my time has started counting down. Question 1. Now, this is how I practice. I don't practice the questions by trying to answer them. I study the questions. To me, I see these past questions as study materials. Right? I study them before answering them. Because no matter what you did here in this course, you will fail the practice questions because the course did not cover all the practice questions, and you will be very discouraged. So what I do is, now that I'm in practice paper 2, I don't even bother answering because I may not even get up to, I may not get up to 10%. Let me enlarge it. I submit and fail it, and they will send me all the corrections. So I submit, and I finish the test. So they said I got 0%. Attempt 1, 0%. Then I go to review questions. And as you can see, the answers are now there. So what do? I read the question. A weather forecast agency collects key weather metrics across multiple cities, blah, 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 blah. A solution architect. Which of the following AWS services will you use to build a solution for processing reliably and storing data with high availability? Now, I know most of you are in level 1, so you don't know what the answer is. Even if they did not show me this answer, I already know DynamoDB is part of the answer because of these key value pairs. Whenever you see key value pair and they're talking about database in AWS, it's usually DynamoDB, right? And some of their questions, you have to pick 2 answers like this. Say select 2. So DynamoDB and Lambda. I can explain why Lambda is also part of the answer. But do I have time for that? Let me read the question again. A weather forecast agency collects key weather metrics across multiple cities in US and sends this data in the form of key value pair to AWS at a 1-minute frequency. So now where Lambda comes into play is Lambda does the sending. Lambda is a serverless service in AWS. Serverless means that you don't have to manage it; it manages itself. So it's a function. It serves as a function. In other words, it does things for you that you, like a robot, you don't have to do it. You just have to program it, always send something for me, right? So now it's sending this data in the form of key value pair and to AWS. Now, if key value pair is going to the AWS, it will always go to DynamoDB. So that's why both of them are the answers. But if the reason I know is because I have already answered some questions in previous practice questions, and I've seen something like this. That's how I know that that's the answer. Right? Now, they also explained it here, why Lambda is the answer. They will also explain why DynamoDB is the answer. And then they will explain why these ones are the incorrect answers. Right? And then they'll give you a link to read up if you want to do that. I don't usually use those links unless the explanation here is not enough. Now, whatever lesson I learned from this explanation, I go to my notes and I write it down. And then I move to number 2. Answer it, see the answer, I read the explanation. Whatever lesson I learn here, I go to my notes and write it down. Take note. When I was studying the main course, I did not jot. I only jot when I'm doing the practice questions, because the main course, if you jot there, you will jot both what is necessary and what is unnecessary. But if you jot from the practice questions, you're only jotting what is necessary and what will come out in the exam. Don't forget, you are preparing for an exam. So prepare for the exam. Don't try to know everything. Just know what the practice questions bring out, right? Because that's most likely what will be asked in the exam. You can't know everything in AWS. Just know what you need to know to pass the exam, right? So basically, that's that. That's how I jot. That's how I write down. And at the end of the day, I will go through this, and I will have a jotting for every one of them in my jotter. And when the exam is closed, 2 days to the exam, I will be reading only my jotter, and I will not be using the laptop to prepare anymore for the exam. So that is how I prepare for AWS. Now, for the cloud practitioner, for those of you that I'm teaching, right? You probably will not use this Stefan Marek course to prepare for the cloud practitioner. You are using the official AWS lecture. So what I would recommend is don't jot while you do that. If you want to jot, that's fine, but I would recommend that you don't jot. Only jot when you start with your practice questions. So this is your practice question for cloud practitioner. It's somewhere here. This is the cloud practitioner course I studied, but you don't have to study it. The official AWS course is enough. Then this is the practice question you have to buy on Udemy to practice, right? If you go there, I hope this doesn't take time. If you go there, as you can see, all the practice questions, I did them. And that's how I passed the exam. Most of the questions were repeated. As you can see, the last one I practiced, I got 100%. Right? I keep practicing it till I get 100%. So, as you can see, 10 attempts. I only got 100% at the 10th attempt. So the first, second to 9th, I didn't get 100, and I keep practicing till I get 10%, 100%. I repeat it over and over again. All right, so this is part 1 of how I practice for AWS. Part 2 will be me showing you how I jot, how I write it down in my book. All right. See you in part 2. Or you can just look at the description below for the link to part 2. Hopefully you're watching this on YouTube.